how many of you view your jobs as solving seemingly unsolvable problems? Only a couple of you? So you guys just, all your problems are freaking easy? Really? Okay. Why are you listening to me? Why do you care? I mean, because if you guys have simple problems, you don't need me, all right? I only do the hard stuff. The freaking ridiculously, incredibly impossible hard stuff. Because I think differently, so for me, that's the easy stuff. I've got lots of people who can do the easy stuff. I solve the hard stuff, okay? So I'm gonna challenge you to a hard thing. Something you're gonna think is impossible. And that's the thing that I want back, okay? There are 7.5 billion people on this planet right now. But 6.5 billion of those people live in poverty. Now I want you to commit to me that you are gonna help me with what I tell you here to bring those people the option, because they deserve their choice, to be able to live at US standards. Think you can do that? Yeah? Think you know how to do that? No? Okay, that's perfectly fine, and it's completely acceptable. You will by the end of this, all right? So as I said, I help leaders solve a seemingly unsolvable problem. I'm the author of a system called predictive innovation, and it is exactly what it sounds like. We can predict innovations reliably, all right? And then that allows you to future-proof or help me and you, to future-proof your organizations so that you can massively benefit from the disruptive changes that will happen, whether you are the ones that make it happen and benefit, or somebody else does. Interested in doing that? Okay. So, I have had incredible experiences throughout my life. I started the first startup, wasn't my startup, but I started the first startup when I was 16 years old, running the software that was used for the first implementation of Deming's work in the United States auto factory. Then, a little bit later, Apple recruited me to come work for them, solving a very tough problem, which in 1992, I helped contribute to the creation of Agile. Really cool stuff. I also, then later, worked with creating the first, pioneering, they used the first instance of crowdfunding with BitTorrent, the first use of digital video online, okay, before YouTube. And now I spend a lot of time traveling around the world to impoverished areas, building maker spaces, so that everybody has the tools available to them to improve their lives and the lives of those around them. Now, if you don't know what a makerspace is, look it up, please. Or to ask me afterwards. But, so this incredible experience is all wonderful stuff. And it's really, I feel so blessed to get to work with some of the smartest people in the world, such as yourselves, right? And doing projects that dramatically improve the lives of billions of people. And I want to keep doing that more. So, when I look out in this room, I'm really impressed, like I said, with just the brain power here, okay? But beyond raw brain power, you're all highly educated, super experienced, with experts in what you do. And throughout this whole conference, just now, you've heard from world-leading experts who shared their experience with you on how to improve your organizations and increase your operational excellence. Well, there's a problem that is going to be a serious challenge to all of you. And it might seem a little difficult to believe, considering how smart you all are and how experienced you all are. But I actually faced this problem myself. That's actually what led me to be here today. In 2006, I was sitting, going through every single phone number in my contact list, calling that number and saying, "Hello, my name is Mark. I was hit on the head. How do I know you?" I had lost my memory. Like that. Decades of skills, knowledge that I had acquired was inaccessible. And it wasn't just that I forgot some data. That wasn't what happened. I lost my ability to store and retrieve memories. Let that sink in for a bit, okay? I had to do something different. I could not do what I used to do. And I also didn't have 20 to 30 years to get it back. So I needed an absolutely different way to do it, and I didn't know what to do. But more importantly, my experience. I could not rely on my experience. Now, if you injure your arm or your leg, you know what doesn't work, right? And you know when you've recovered. But if you injure your brain, how do you know anything? Your tool for knowing is broken. You do not know what you don't know. And that's actually the core problem that you're all facing, whether you realize it or not, and it's getting worse and worse and worse for reasons that are outside your control. But you can have control of how you respond to them and be able to benefit from it. So to quote Eric Schmidt of Google, every 48 hours, they record more information. So during this conference, they've recorded more information than all the information that existed prior to 2004. Can you keep up with that rate? Can you learn that much stuff? Can you process that much stuff? Can your whole organization process and keep up with that kind of stuff? Yes? No? Right. Is this scaring you? Okay. Don't be scared, because we've got a solution for it. I promise you. But it's not what you're used to. You cannot rely on the old way that you were taught how to think. Won't work. You need a completely different way of thinking. I need a completely different way of thinking. I could not rely on my memory. Didn't work. I couldn't rely on experience. Because, like, one of the things that really happened to me is that I couldn't even rely on the past, just memories, but I couldn't even rely on the present. Because I didn't know what I didn't know. All right? So, it's a seemingly unsolvable problem. And fortunately, I've solved seemingly unsolvable problems a lot throughout my career. Well, this one was tough, but I needed to fix it, and I did. So, rather than leave you guys all here hanging kind of a little terrified, let's release something. Could we play the video now? Because I actually another seemingly unsolvable problem. Apparently, the technology that I was using didn't have it in the correct place as we went. But if we can play the video right now, it would be wonderful. Here we have three shapes: a circle, a square, and a triangle. They're all the same height, and they're all the same width. So we know from experience and what we've been taught in school that the square will not go through this circle, the square also will not go through the triangle, and the triangle won't go through the circle, and the circle won't go through the triangle. We've tested this ourselves, we've read it in books, we know this is the case. So if somebody came to you and said, I have to have one object that completely fills the circle and goes all the way through, and it also has to completely fill the square and go all the way through, and completely fill the triangle and go all the way through, you might say, it can't be done. But maybe you might say, I know, what if I make it squishy or a liquid? And then the customer says, no, it has to be one solid, rigid object. Well, at that point, this is a seemingly unsolvable problem. But if you did have such a thing, you might call it a round, square, triangle. So can a round, square, triangle exist? Well, there's even a theological argument that God can't make a square circle or a round square. Well, I happen to have a round, square, triangle in my hand right here. I told you I solve seemingly unsolvable problems. I can show you how to. So let's look at it. There it is. That is a circle. It's made out of aircraft aluminum. It is solid, it is rigid. And it goes all the way through. No sleight of hand. Is also a triangle. Completely fills, goes all the way through. And finally, it is a square. Completely fills and goes all the way through. It is a round, square triangle. Now, in 2 dimensions, that is impossible, but I didn't solve it in 2 dimensions. I solved it in 3. And that technique of using another or a different dimension can be applied to any seemingly unsolvable problem. And if you realize that there are 18 specific dimensions described by predictive innovation, all seemingly unsolvable problems becomes child's play. What'd you think of that? So I was just screwing around one day trying to come up with some things to demonstrate stuff. Same day I came up with that little demonstration, I also solved another problem that I'll tell you about at the end. This is the thing where I found a 4,000, well, potentially 4,000-year-old. The reason I say potentially is because it could have done it 4,000 years ago. An innovation for wind power could have been done 4,000 years ago. That increases power by 600%. Could have been done about 4,000 years ago. Hasn't been done yet. Actually, there's somebody starting to do it now. They're not even doing it completely right yet, okay? And you're going to see how to do this. You're actually going to walk through this experiment and do it yourself. So when I asked you to promise me to help the world, feel a little more comfortable about it now? Okay. Let's see if this is working. No? Okay. So first off, we need some resources, right? So let's find you some resources. Resources are the problem, right? Let's fix that. So what's the failure rate for new products or services or businesses or just about anything? 80 to 90%, right? We all heard that? You all know about 6 sigma, right? 3.4 errors in a million. This, less than 0.5 sigma. Think you could improve that maybe? I'm not saying that you know how. I'm just saying, is there some room for improvement here? Maybe just a little bit. Now also I want you to think about, if you're failing that much, every single one of those failures is resources you're setting on fire. Okay? We can get some of those resources back and start doing some cool stuff. So why in hell is it so bad? Well, there's a simple reason. It's basic math. I know my PhD work was in physics and information theory, and math and stuff. It's a simple math, but it's real simple though. You need to have 3 things in order to make this work. You need to know what to make. You need to know how to make it profitably so that you can deliver it. That's part of your business model, right? That and how. And then you need to properly do it. So if you don't do it, if you do the math and you figure this out, the success rate of getting 3 hits in a row is 12.5%. The opposite of that is 87.5% failure. 80 to 90%, isn't it? Isn't that funny? Are you guys actually, not just you, because actually you guys, I was told that you guys have a different number. But is people actually leaving these things up to chance? Your failure rate. You guys are awesome. You guys are 6 sigma or 8 sigma. Anybody, we have some pharmacy guys in here. Any of you guys get more than 8 sigma? Anybody 9 sigma? Have you heard of people who are at 9 sigma? The microprocessor people operate 9 sigma on their manufacturing. Okay? That's like, and just, they don't make any mistakes. Well, if you're close to 100% on the do it side, and you leave the first 2 parts up to chance, the maximum you can possibly succeed at is 25%. You're going to fail 75% of the chance, no matter what you do on the doing it side. The process, the operations, where you spend all your time and money on. Okay? Problem doesn't exist there. The problem is in the front end. And if you notice, you pay attention to what I said, I didn't say process on that. I said know what to do, not a process problem. Know how to do it, not a process problem. It's an information problem. It's a thinking problem. But fortunately, that we have nailed. We know more about that and are more accurate on that than anything because it's not physical. We can absolutely know some things. We can do what's called a proof in mathematical terms, which is radically different from science, which is all about probabilities. I freaking hate probabilities. I like to always win. I like to absolutely know things. So, if you said for Pareto's rules, let's just use Pareto here. It starts, there's some talk that basically it starts getting hard around 80%. So we don't want to get any further than when it starts getting hard, right? Well, but if we can improve this to 80%, that's 2 sigma. Can we get to 2 sigma? Maybe. I mean, that's not crazy. I mean, 6 sigma is hard, right? 6 sigma is real hard. 9 sigma, oh my god. 2 sigma. If we can get to 2 sigma, but notice something here. You can actually let the process side slack a little bit if you need to concentrate on the front. And we're not at 100%. But if we get to 8%, look what comes about from this. That is 6 times more successes. That's actually 6.4, but a success is a success. You don't get the points. 0.4, it's either a success or it's a failure. But if you do that, and you keep your return on investment exactly identical, you get 6 times more return on investment. 600% better return on investment. If you went to your CFOs and said, yeah, got this way to do 600% return on investment, think they might be happy? Yes? No? Yeah? Okay. Think that may affect your pocketbook possibly? Yeah, okay. Your 401k? What do you think about, now there's another thing you're not seeing here. That's 6 times more resources plus whatever the profit margin is available to solve that first problem you committed to, which you did commit to. It's on tape, okay? So we've got 6 times available for you. We got that. So, we know about Scrum, Lean Startup, Design Thinking. These are all process-based, right? They're all iterative on top of that. From a Lean standpoint, from the Toyota production system standpoint, there's a word for iteration. It's called rework. Or waste. Now there's nothing wrong. The reason they did that was to solve a problem. But you do not want to build your system, build it into there, bake it into your design, to have waste. You want to eliminate the waste. You'd like to eliminate the process altogether if you could, right? Yes? Cool. So I don't know if you noticed this, but I like interaction. It's the last thing in the show. I want you all happy and excited. I want you to leave here going out and solving this seemingly unsolved problems. Your seemingly unsolved problems, plus the one I found, you're going to do for me. So, here, so that you'll really grasp this, so you can really understand what I'm talking about. I want you to imagine, okay, really imagine, the best meal that you've ever had in your entire lives. Every single aspect of it, how it tasted, how it smelled, the texture in your mouth, the ambiance, the most wonderful meal you've ever had in your entire lives. You got that? You can tell, you can smell, oh, you're there, right? You got that. You know about it. I'm going to guess that none of you thought the best meal in your lives came from McDonald's. Right? And if you did, it probably wasn't because of the McDonald's meal. It was something that happened at the time, or who you were with. But McDonald's has excellent process. They're a world leader in process. Right? They're reliable. They're accurate. They're efficient. But their ingredients? It's McDonald's. The recipe for excellence is a great process. Plus, great ingredients. And the ingredients is the thinking part. It's the information. And that's the part we're missing. But like I told you, that's a solved problem. So, we might say, well, we need more ideas, so we'll find the good ones, right? How many ideas are there? Infinite, right? Yeah. So those are haystacks. We don't want more haystacks to search through. Okay? But there's only there's a much small, tiny segment of relevant ideas to any particular thing you're trying to do. And beyond that, there's a teeny tiny sliver that are useful for innovation at any point in time. If they're too old, not going to be innovative, they're not going to help you. If they're too far out in advance, either customers aren't going to want them, or you can't profitably deliver them. So it's actually really small sets you're looking for. And what we want to do is be able to look at these stacks of hay and know before we look at them, is there a needle in that stack of hay? Wouldn't that be cool? Yes. I'm not trying to say something really crazy, bizarre. I know I said a lot of things that seem kind of hard to try to believe, right? Although I hope I kind of encourage you to think that it is possible. Some of these things are possible, even if you believe it. But we knew in advance that stack had the needle. What if we knew how many needles were in the stack? Because there might be more than one, right? So we don't stop. Would it be great if we knew what kind of needle we were looking for? What it would look like? Is it a needle for pulling thread? Is it a hypodermic needle? Is it a photograph needle? Is it a knitting needle? Or is it just something sharp? Do we really need a needle at all? Okay? Because what is actually what satisfies the customer's desires, not the product. Okay? We'll get more on that in a second. So you might say, information, oh, hey, you told us this is a solved problem. We're going to use big data. Nope. Big data is like trying to drive 120 miles an hour, 240 Autobahn speeds through traffic by looking in the rearview mirror. It's always in the past. Now, there's really good uses for big data. Big data is great for the right use, but it sucks all for seeing the future. Because the future is unknown. You don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know what to record, all of the super cool computing techniques cannot process the data and tell you the future. If you didn't record the data, the right data to begin with. If you don't know what it is. So big data is not going to help you with this problem. All right? But it can help you with some cool, there's some cool stuff you can do and help you. It can help you do some heavy lifting, which we don't want to do. We want to be lazy, okay? And I literally used to, when you mentioned about sitting on the beach, my first book I wrote while sitting on a beach in Costa Rica, studying in Nicaragua. It's nice. But I'd like for you to be able to do that. So, I want you to experience this again about information and what the human brain is capable of, which computers can't. So we've got four pieces of one picture. And you're looking at 16,384 pixels in full color, okay? Who recognizes this picture? Do you know what it is? Raise your hand, show hands. Do you know what it is? No, of course not. Huge amount of data. Giant amount of data. But it's completely useless. Because the missing information is more valuable than the pile of information you have. More information is not helpful. You need the right information. So you don't know the size. You don't know how many pieces there are. You don't know if this is zoomed in or zoomed out. You don't know the relationship of the pieces. Are they rotated, turned, flipped, mirror image? Don't know. You don't know what's missing. You don't know the directions. You don't know the boundaries of where this ends. So that information is really important. So I'm going to do another experiment. This is a really fun thing, okay? So I'm going to show you a series of images, and they're going to have a number of pixels. And I want you to write down when you recognize it, okay? 16 pixels, 4 across, 4 up and down. You recognize what it is yet? Of course not. All right, fine. So I'm going to double it across and down. 64 pixels. If you recognize it, I want you to raise your hand just to give me an indication. Anybody recognize it? Oh, you do? Shut up. Okay, now this is actually kind of an interesting point. It still proves the point. But you guys, can you see it? Yeah. Still can't see it, even if he told you what it was, right? But that helped a bit, I bet. Well, watch it now. 256 pixels. It's a chicken, right? Okay, it's actually proves the point much better. So 256 pixels, let's go again. 1,024 pixels. You see it, right? Okay. Anybody not see it? Okay. Yeah. 4,960 pixels. This is stupid now at this point, right? I mean, it's so obvious. Now we're up to 16,000. This is the one we really started with, the same number of pixels. Now the next step, I'm not going to double it, I'm going to quadruple it. Watch carefully. You may have missed that it even improved. Okay, something, depending on how your glasses are. The actual full resolution is 250,000 pixels for that picture. And he saw it at 64. So, how many pixels, what percentage did you need? How much data did you actually need? So, did you need 1.64%? No? We didn't need that. Did you need less than half of 1% to see it? Right? Or 0.1% to see it. You only need a tiny, and I cannot emphasize tiny enough amount of the right information, organized the right way to see the answer. And that's referencing back to what I said in the video about the 18 dimensions, which actually come from a mathematical proof that I did that actually Alan Turing did to defeat the Nazis. I just finished his proof, okay? I'll tell you a little bit about that. So what's a good idea? You think about brainstorming and stuff like that. What's a good idea? Well, do users want it? Will they change to get it? Can you profitably deliver it? If you cannot answer yes to all three of those, not can answer, if you don't answer yes to all those, honestly, can't fib on that. And you spend any time and money on that idea, that's a bad idea. Has to say yes to all three of these to be a good idea. So, what do customers want? Kind of so customers don't care about your product. Couldn't care less. If they could get the results without your product or service, that's what they would do every single time. Do not love your product. The what is the results the customers are looking for. And it has to give more desired results, less of the undesired results, enough to the point to cause them to change. Innovation is a binary thing. It either happens or it doesn't. You ever heard the term, the world's not black and white? Ever heard that? It's shades of gray. Show of hands. Who's heard that? Okay. Who believes that? One person. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm going to pick on you. Well, if you start from any 2 points in the middle and try to, all you can do is go to some murkier gray area. But if you start with black and white, you can do any shade of gray plus the extremes. It is black and white. Now, if you've heard about what customers want, the desires, maybe this is a new buzzword that's coming around now, so jobs to be done. This actually started in the 1960s with Theodore Levitt, More recently, Tony Olwick, great guy, he's really made some good improvements on this. And much more recently, we have Clayton Christensen doing this out of Harvard. They're telling you you need to get that information. Okay, maybe you've heard of, how many people heard of jobs to be done? Jobs to be done. 1. Okay. So this is new to you. It's the idea that customers want the results and not the product new? No? Not to you? Anybody? Was it new? New concept? All right. But anyways, they tell you to do this, gather this information. They don't tell you how. They tell you a process. Is this what you want? No? How about this? Want this? Want this? How many times can you do that? More than you got time to try. So, we need to fix that problem. And that's just what comes into what I was doing. So, beyond that, we need to have a way of measuring that they've been satisfied. We need to know what we're measuring and have a ruler for measuring it. If we're going to predict things, we need to, where are we? How far are we from the goal? Well, the ideal result is your ruler. It's your information ruler. It's your desires ruler. Customers want what they want, when they want, where they want, with whom they want, in the way they want, for the price they want, with no hassle. If you look at things from this way, you can start from the beginning of time to the end of time and be able to describe any product or service all the way through. It just improves upon these in better enough steps that people are willing to change. This gives us a goal. Now, but there's another cool thing about this is so anything you make or do, you have to be able to describe. Fair enough? If you can't describe it, you can't make it. But if you can't describe it, you can describe the ideal, right? What you want, when you want, where you want, how you want, who you want, for the price you want, no hassle. If you step backwards from that, what's available today, every one of those steps is an innovation. So this is an information problem. It's actually, in computer terms, what we need is we need a special language for doing this. In computer terms, that's called a schema. Any code jockeys around here know about schemas for recording stuff? So this is what I actually came up with, a schema for describing this, a language for describing what these things are, and how to make them, the information for describing stuff, innovations. Now, as I said before, this seemingly unsolvable problem and where this stuff I'm talking about is 18 dimensions. This all came from, as I said, a mathematical proof by Alan Turing. And it might sound a little shocking, but I'm going to try to walk you through it just to give you a taste of it. What he said is that all information can be represented using simple comparison. Ones and zeros, true and false. All of your cell phones, all of your laptops, the internet, all of that works on that principle. Black and white. And you combine those and you get all the shades of gray. There's 18 of these things that we can do. So with that, I just took that basic principle and applied it. Now I'll give you one example of how I apply this, okay? Just so you understand that I'm not just completely blowing smoke up here, whatever. Something can be the same, identical, right? That's it, completely identical. First way it can be different is a different type. Right? Apples and oranges. But if it's the same type, there's two ways it can be different. More or less. Any other options? No. But we can have, between same and less, we can have less sameness or variation. Between same and more, we can have more sameness or asymptotic, or it's becoming or stabilizing. So we've got those 5 across there, plus the oranges, which really means another 5. And it just keeps going up and up and up and up. That's one of the list of 3 for the 18. Or sorry, there's 3 lists of 6. That's one of the lists. That's one of the lists. And this is the whole thing. Now you actually know one of these already. You learned this in grammar school. Resources. Who, what, how, when, where, why. But if we translate that into people, or subject, material, or object, energy, time, space, information. Is there anything that can be made or done that isn't one of those, or a combination of those? Is that comprehensive? Those are the basic types. Now, the other stuff you're a little confused about, the directions. I'll tell you about the directions. And I can give you some more detail, I don't have time here. But that's it. Those are the 18 dimensions. 3 lists of 6 things. Describes everything. It's a small set, so it's not that hard. Okay, so let's look at this. When you combine these together, you get a box. It's called a hypercube. Don't worry about it. It's a special crazy math term. It's kind of fun. But all it basically says, you get a box of boxes. 6 across, 6 deep, and 6 tall. You can count to 6 3 times in a row, right? If I told you, count across this far, go down this far, and go up that far, you could do that, right? So when anybody ever says, we want to think outside the box, what they really mean is move from one of those boxes, the 216, to a different box. Because that's all the boxes there are. We already said that before, right? Are you confident that I proved my point, at least? I mean, I didn't, maybe math terms, I might want to be a little bit more precise than that, but you're confident that's all there is, right? It's one of these. So you know all the options. Everything's included. Nothing's outside. This is it. And you can step across. Is it this row? Is it this row? Is it this row? You go down this aisle, down this aisle. Okay. You go, there it is. But one of the interesting things about this is that when you change boxes, the rules change. When I got hit on the head, I could not use the same anything, really. I couldn't use the same techniques. I didn't have, all the rules changed for me. But there's other rules that change. So let me introduce you to another project I worked. I told you I worked with BitTorrent. Anybody know what BitTorrent is? Okay, some people know you. BitTorrent. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Kevin. Kevin's a Silicon Valley guy. Kevin's awesome at Agile, by the way. You're going to hate to point that out. But I'm good at Agile, and there's so few people that actually know what the hell they're talking about that I always love it when I decide somebody does know what they're talking about. But BitTorrent's interesting. Let's say you have a cupcake store. Like cupcakes? So you got a store, you love cupcakes, you sell cupcakes in the store. And you get 10 people into your store. Woohoo! I'm selling my cupcakes. And then a bus comes by. And they all pile out. And you've got 100 people coming into your cupcake store. This is a little stressful. But you guys are excellent at operations, right? You click it all in place, and you deliver the 100 cupcakes. But that was just the first bus. Because there's this big event coming on. So now you get 10 buses coming. Okay? You have 1,000 people come into your cupcake store. Nobody's getting anything. It's bad. Well, what BitTorrent does, same thing happens on the internet, but it's just bigger numbers. You have a file, and you try to get it to 100,000, 10,000 people, probably happy. But if you try to get it to 1 million or 10 million people, server crashes, nobody gets anything. We have a special term for it being called slash down. Shuts down, nobody gets anything. So what we did with BitTorrent was, we took that file and divided it up into 1 million pieces. And gave each person one of those tiny little pieces. And then they share all the pieces amongst each other. So the more people that are trying to get it, the faster it goes. The less likely it is to fall down. It gets more resilient. All the rules change. Now, wouldn't it be nice to know that all the rules are going to change and know how they're going to change before they change? Now, if you can describe the boxes, you can do that. This box goes a certain way, and I'll show you this. Now, there's another thing you can do with this, and you'll drag this a little bit better. We had Toyota production system in here. What are the 7 mudas, right? Does everybody know these already? You have them memorized. I hope that Bobby would be here so he can actually go through these. So transport, inventory, motion, waiting, overprocessing, overproduction, defects. Quick show of hands. Is that the complete list? No. Yes, I've heard people say there's 8. I've heard people say there's 9. I've even heard people say there's 10. Is 10 complete? You guys are too smart. You know where I'm coming with this, don't you? Right? How many do you think it is? How many? Yeah, it's 260. Whoa, we were off by a little, weren't we? Because you can waste people, material, energy, time, space, information. That's 6. You can have too much, too many people, too few people, or the people can be too little. They can be the wrong people. You can have people be too precise. You can have them become bad over time. Either they get tired or they're not appropriate, or they can be inconsistent. And we can do that for materials, energy, time, space, information, all of those, right? And then we can do that again for scale. It can be too exclusive. It can be too divided. It can be too much duplication. I don't know. 216. So if you know that there's that many, I'll just look at this for a moment, okay? Because when you go out, leave out of here, remember I said I want you to do this, I want you to solve this stuff? If you can start finding these wastes all around you, you can start doing some stuff. There are, instead of moving as well as 3.2%. So that means that there's 30x more that you can get value from. Pretty cool, huh? Think you could improve your organizations if you do that? If you can see them in advance, you can start looking for them. Do you think you can do that? Think we could maybe start knocking away that problem of 6.5 billion people not having what they want and need? Not that? Well, there's another thing here that I like looking at. It's called I call it a cheaper than free resource. Cheaper than free resource? I'm sure you guys are all on to me now, right? What's a cheaper than free resource? Yeah, you can pay to take it away. Waste. People will pay you to take the waste away. But don't get rid of it. If you get paid to take it, that's profit 1. But then if you take it and use it for something valuable, apply it to something, that's 2x again. You get up to 60x by knowing how to apply this stuff. These numbers are crazy, aren't they? And they're just sitting there. They've been sitting there forever. Nobody saw it. Because they were thinking wrong. They were looking at experience. They were comparing things to what they've seen before, as opposed to breaking things down into their first principles and building up, which is what I did to derive this. So here we go, windmill. Everybody's seen the windmill, right? This is super good. This is state-of-the-art windmill. Pretty close. Maybe you've seen some other cool ones that spin in a different direction. But you might know that the ones that go like this are more efficient. Ones that go like this spin more often, but they're less efficient. Trade-offs. This, that. There's some other combination you can do this. There's a bigger trade-off with the windmills. Is that? But let's start applying this. So what do we want? What's the objective results? What are the results from time? Oh, well, I want to show you guys this really quickly. So these are the things. We want to maximize all 6 of those. Who gets the energy, when they get the energy, how much energy is received. We want to minimize, and we keep going to the 216. That's what you're looking for. You need to go home and start asking, define these things. And we can improve upon this. Then we can map this out and show in a visual way all things on the lower right-hand corner are underserved. All the things in the upper corner are overserved. So if you have to cut something to improve something else, no one's going to care. You can get it from there. All the things in the middle thing, don't touch them. They're okay for now. But in the future, they could be innovations as people's expectations increase. Now, I wish I had more time to show you about this. The directions and the scales, this is 36, but we're going to just use these 2. Now I'm going to show you a technique for solving single and solvable problems. Okay? So we're resolving dilemmas. First, we have to describe dilemmas. Dilemmas look like this. I need a new suit to get a job, but, giant elephant but, I need a job to afford to buy a new suit. How many answers are there? 0, right? It's a yes but, right? Chicken and egg. Well, if you can word it like that, it's the easiest problem in the world to solve. We take that, invert the word, list the assumptions, identify generalization and assumptions of revealing opportunities. So here's our thing. Moving large blades collects more wind energy, but moving large blades wastes energy. Oh shit. We want bigger blades, we want smaller blades. Okay? So what do we do? How about not moving? We assume that the blades must move, and moving collects wind energy. Is that true? Only moving collects the wind energy, and moving always, well, no, it doesn't always collect it, because sometimes wind's going the wrong direction, it's not going fast enough, blah. We've got other parts involved that are required. No, it's not always. Both not moving. That's the whole thing. So, how about something else? There's an opportunity that sits there. Static electricity. That's not the one I was talking about. Static electricity is not moving parts, it's just wind moving. That's a future innovation. We can't do that well enough today, but we will at some point in the future. How about not blades? The assumption is the blades collect energy. Generalization is only the blades collect wind energy, and the blades always collect energy. We know this is not true, but that gives us an interesting point. Not moving, other than or extra dimensions, not blades. What could be other than blades and not move? But a funnel. What could a funnel be made out of? Does it have to be super advanced, high-tech materials? Well, there is a windmill. This could have been done 4,000 years ago. This is a little advanced, but it's a funnel. The wind can blow from any side. It goes down, spins around, and then down in that exhaust out there, it's got a turbine. You can use a much smaller turbine, so it doesn't have to be so incredible, so that it spins. Much easier to build, much easier to repair. So let's look at these. The results of this, you can put it in your people. The old version, you gotta put it way out in the house in another place. They claim that it costs 2 cents per kilowatt hour. That's less than natural gas. Less transmission lines, less waste energy, lower investment. Oh, shoot, I'm off the place. So there's a thing that you don't see. No problem. If that wind's going through that funnel and coming out there, you can filter the air. What if you had that in Shenzhen? Or Hong Kong? Anyway, the really dirty city in China, sorry. Shanghai. What if you could filter the air in Shanghai while collecting wind energy? What if you could not just filter the air, but all that stuff that they're putting in the air is valuable stuff? What if you cleaned the air, collected the stuff, and sold it? Or made it into something else higher value still and sold it? Now, another thing is you can put these on buildings. You can put these on ships. Okay? So, I hope that you now believe me that you can get 5, 10, 20x improvement. You believe me?
Yes.
Okay. So there's 216 types. Think you can start finding these as you wander around? Yeah? Yes? Okay. Do you think you can solve 16 unsolvable problems in minutes? Maybe you need some help with that? Okay. I can only work with a few people at one time, but I would like to get it so that I work with enough of you that you can train other people. Because there's 7.5 billion people on the earth, and if each one of you tells 2 people how to do this stuff, it will take 34 days for the entire world to be trained up to do this. Okay? And we can future-proof your organizations and your careers so that that big giant problem that's coming down with a railroad car to smash your brains in won't matter. Okay?